There's the kind of Hart versus Clinton comparison. Gary Hart went down. Bill Clinton, X years later, we knew more about him than anyone needed or wanted to know. The guy craved the power so much that he did whatever it took to say, look, here we are, you know what you need to know, choose me. And Hart, who tried to come back, kind of botched it that year. So what would you say to the argument that Clinton proves it's not fatal, or what's the right way to think about that?
Right. I mean, this is what Tom Fiedler says, right? Fiedler says in the book, look, hey, a couple of years later, Bill Clinton runs and he gets caught, and having had this thing with Jennifer Flowers, and he goes on, the public works through it. He does his 60 Minutes thing. So, we didn't do anything. He says we didn't do anything that made, that changed the essential nature of campaigns. I mean, the first guy always gets hit hard, but then the public works through it, and we give them the information, and they work through it, and the next time they don't care so much. I don't think that's what happened with Bill Clinton. I think what happened is much more profound, which is the abilities and skills needed to transcend and succeed in the political climate, the things we considered political talent actually changed. What makes Hart different from Clinton, right? They were both visionary politicians. They're both brilliant. They were both reform-minded. I think their intellects are quite comparable. But Hart goes home, says, I'm not doing this. He never does the memoir. He never does the Oprah interview. He never asks for forgiveness. He never drags his wife into an interview. Hart says, I'm not doing that. It's not your business. Clinton will do anything. He'll say anything, true or not. He'll give any interview. He'll share any detail. He'll emote. He'll weep. He'll lie. Whatever it takes to get around that problem, so he can stay and do the business he cares about. And as a result, right, he spends 8 years evading scandal, some of his own making, some not, right? Like, who remembers Travelgate? What was that about? Like, some is just silly, right? But John Harris writes this terrific biography of Clinton, the best biography about his presidency. It's not called The Reformer. It's not called The Progressive. It's called The Survivor, because that's what he does. He manages to survive. That's what becomes the hallmark of great political talent. He's the greatest politician of his era. Everyone will tell you that. Why? Because he knew how to survive. And because he had the skill to survive and the shamelessness to survive. And when you change, and I'm not, again, I want to be clear, I'm not diminishing Clinton's political talent or his intellect. I think he was a good president, and I think he was, and I think he was miles ahead of most of his contemporaries. But when you change the definition of leadership, most of the life of the nation, leadership was the guy who said, I'm sticking to my principles, and I don't care if you like it or not. Right? When you change the definition of leadership, you get a different kind of leader.